My name is Susan David, and I work for Hampton Family Forests, and I do community outreach. I am a Whatcom County resident. I live here in Bellingham, and Hampton actually owns about 12,000 acres of forest land here in Whatcom County, and that helps to provide supply to our mill in Darrington. The Women in Timber is a group that started in 1984. A few of the women here in the industry saw that there was a need to show people, what people were doing in the woods. And so the group got together, created a charter for Whatcom County, and have been doing the tour basically ever since.
And there was a need to really get elected officials, community leaders, and other public members out in the woods. I think as foresters, we don't do real good in a classroom setting, but put us in the woods, we can talk to people, show them what we do.
We're looking for potentially unstable slopes. So if we see that, if we know it's unstable, we look for another location. If we're not sure, we ask a geologist.
All of us in society have an opinion about what our neighbors should do and what we should do in our forests. And this tour is unique in that it gets people out into the middle of the practices. It's not just seeing after, it's seeing it in action. It's hearing from all of the different people and professionals that play a role in this process, and hearing the kind of thought, the planning, the science that goes into what we do, and not just seeing it outside the windshield. It's a great asset to the community.
We have about 1 million acres of forest land in Whatcom County, and most of that is federal land. 2/3 of it actually is federal land. There's about 20% or so that's privately held, either through large industrial landowners or small forest landowners. And then we have DNR, which is about 10%.
You're going to hear a number of different stories today. You're going to get a lot of different perspectives today.
DNR, we manage trust lands, so they are designed to generate revenue for our beneficiaries. There are specific entities, beneficiaries, that receive those revenues. So examples are the county that the land resides in. So we're standing in Whatcom County here, so DNR manages lands that generate revenue that go to Whatcom County and its junior taxing districts. Today on site, one of the sites that we visited, we had looked at about a 300-acre area where we were planning a timber sale. Then you start employing the use of these specialists and the requirements of a habitat conservation plan and the requirements of the forest practices rules, and things start getting whittled down. They get whittled down pretty quick. So we went from a 300-acre area we were looking at to a final harvest that wound up being 188 acres, I believe. So it's a lot of expansive land base, but really what's ultimately available for us to manage for our beneficiaries is much smaller. We estimate anywhere between 40, maybe as high as 50% of the land base is in some way, shape, or form off base, which means we're not harvesting on it, or we're doing very light touch management. It's not the kind of management that really generates real substantial revenues for the beneficiaries. So, we're left with somewhere, 50 to 60% we are harvesting on. That's what's producing the revenues for our beneficiaries. So it's a tremendous amount of property that is actually off base.
In Washington State, we look to a variety of sources for the raw materials to supply our mills. And the state timber sale program, honestly, was a attractive reason for investing in Washington.
We really want them to understand is our working forests are being managed sustainably. And, we've got different landowners that have different objectives. Here in Whatcom County, there's a concern about setting aside more timber. And actually, probably 80% of the trees in Whatcom County are already set aside. So the working forest part of it is where we're trying to show people that we can sustainably continue to harvest timber and protect the environment.
Practices that enhance the growth rate, things like prompt reforestation, picking species and seed sources that are best adapted to the site. And we, as a forest manufacturer, take that wood, turn it into products that are useful, and store that sequestered carbon in durable products over a long period of time, and then we do it all over again.
We're proud of our industry, and we need to show it to people. The Woods Tour is a good way for us to do it.